Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review Jonah Hill's mid-90s. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I put out videos every single day. Mid-90s, first-time director, Jonah Hill, also written by Jonah Hill, is a very interesting slice of life movie. Appropriately enough, takes place in the 90s. And I grew up in Southern California, so a lot of the locations and that kind of thing were very known to me. And I love movies set in LA. And while I'm not the hugest fan of Jonah Hill as an actor, I did want to check his movie out. I believe everybody should be given a chance to flourish in the industry, and I've heard great things about it, so this was essentially a blind buy for me. And I have to say, I really, really enjoyed it. I think Jonah Hill definitely has some talent behind the camera for a first-time director. It's a very, for those who aren't familiar, if you've seen the previews, you're kind of thinking, oh, it's a skateboarding movie. But I don't see it that way. Yes, skateboarding is a prominent feature, but this, at the end of the day, is a movie about, a 13-year-old kid that falls into this group of friends that are skateboarders. And, I liken it to movies like Stand By Me, minus the dead body. I love movies about friends and a close-knit group of friends, that kind of thing. And the rapport between the characters is very, very good. There's several scenes that I just laughed out loud. The way they were talking to each other or other people, it was just fantastic. And it's very smartly written. It has great, the cast is excellent. For a bunch of unknowns, for the exception of Lucas Hedges, that could be a risky move, because not only do you have to kind of care about your characters in a way, but they have to bring their A game. And I felt everybody did that. I love the camaraderie. I love the, even though it was volatile, I love the relationship between Steven and his brother. I've seen relationships like that happen. But yeah, absolutely, it was an excellent movie. Now I want to get to the specs, and now it was shot in 1:3:3, so it's not a widescreen picture. It is actually very, just closed in picture, especially with those of us with widescreen sets, which is pretty much almost everybody these days. And the movie was shot on 16 millimeters, so it has a very rough look to it. It's very, there's a lot of grain, and there was a lot of haziness to the picture, which was obviously intentional by the director and the cinematographer. But it is a good movie that I think, because of the subject matter, the time frame, the group, I think it works. I feel it works really, really well. And after a while, you don't even really notice it anymore. Los Angeles is shot in a way that's not glamorous. It's not clean. It's very dirty, and it shows off even the little bright spots we see, throughout the film are just, they don't look good. And I don't mean that in a negative way towards the quality. I'm talking about just how something like, it reminds me of something like the Florida Project, where even though Florida can be very beautiful, the way it was shot is intentionally to make it look ugly. And it was, I believe, done the same way with mid-90s. And speaking of Florida Project, it had a lot of that feel to it as well. As I said, it did remind me of Stand By Me as far as the camaraderie between the groups and all that. So, but yeah, as it was shot that way, after a while, and I'm glad they didn't go shaky cam. I think that probably would have ruined it. I think a shaky cam, it would have just distracted me too much. There was already a lot going on, the artistic intent of how it was shot. I think adding shaky cam would have been a huge mistake. It was shot just like you would a movie, and I think that was a right call by Jonah Hill. So it looks, as far as quality goes, don't go into this Blu-ray expecting pristine quality. I think you have to go into the movie because you like the movie and you want to see the movie. but being bothered by the specs, you know, I think it does it a disservice. I think it looks good for the way it was shot. It works. And as I said, after a while, didn't even notice, honestly. But yeah, so the sound was given a 5.1 soundtrack DTS. It's good. It is actually good. We get a lot of 90s music. I knew about 90% of the songs that they played, and even a couple I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard this in so long. The soundtrack is another character in itself. And, you know, while sometimes movies utilize that brilliantly, other times not so much. And I think this falls closer to the better category. It's really good. I actually went in and checked the soundtrack listings afterwards, and yeah, some good stuff in there. But yeah, overall, I think MID90S is a great film. It's a good cast, a good script. You know, Los Angeles is shown in the grungiest way, and it's good. It really is. I got nostalgic, even though I didn't grow up with the skateboarding culture. I knew a lot about it, being living in Southern California at that, you know, just before the movie took place. I moved shortly before, but yeah, I knew of the culture, and you know, it's a good movie. I strongly encourage you to check it out. It is on sale this week, you know, but please check it out. I think it's worth your time. So, you know, leave it in the comments below if you checked out MID90S. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Every day I put out videos. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.